Good morning, friends. So in this class, we are going to discuss about underpinning method. So in the previous video, we have discussed about introduction about the underpinning method. So that is a process of placing a new foundation under the existing one. This is called as underpinning. In that there are two methods. First method, pit method, we have completed in the previous video. So in this method, we are going to discuss about the pile method. Okay, this is called as piling, inserting the piles. Okay, now if you see in this diagram, there is already an existing foundation. Okay, so first don't see this and this and this. These elements are not there in the initial stage. Only this wall and its foundation is there. Only its wall and foundation is there. So what do you mean by underpinning? Underpinning is a method where existing foundation is strengthened by increasing the depth of foundation or making that foundation taking into a very deep structure. That is generally a underpinning method. So in this method, that is called as a pile method. Here it is written the pile method. So what actually they are doing? Initially it is like this wall. So at the starting they are going to insert the piles from the sides. They are going to insert the piles from the sides. Piles are what? Deep foundations. Piles are what? Deep foundation. They are just inserted like this. So this method is generally used in clay soils. These are used in clay soils. After inserting the piles on either side, a needle beam is inserted. A needle beam is inserted at the ground level or just below the ground level. This is called as a needle beam, and it will cover the both the top ends of the piles. It will cover both the top ends of the piles such that it act as a pile cap. Now you understand, the needle beam whatever you have inserted inside the wall just below the ground level, which will cover the ends of pile caps, and it will act as a cap for piles. So needle beam is nothing but pile cap here. Once all the structure is converted, the load automatically comes on the needle beam. How it will come? The load from the wall will not go to the old foundation. It will go to the needle beam. From the needle beam, the end piles will carry the loads. And loads where it is going to distributed, it is taken deep into the piles, deep inside the strong earth. Okay. So in this way, the existing foundation is strengthened by driving the piles, needle beam, and loads will be taken to the deep foundation. This is about pile method of underpinning. Okay. Okay. In this diagram also you can see the pile method of underpinning. So there is an existing wall. So old foundation is only up to this. That is why it is written existing foundation. Later on piles will be driven which are reaching firm strata. The spelling here is firm strata, means what? Strong strata or rock is there. So what will happen after driving the piles on either side, needle beam is inserted. Okay, so the next pile cap, through the pile cap the load is transferred to the sides of the piles and it will reach the strong strata. Okay, so this is about pile method. The next topic what we are going to discuss is scaffolding. See here, when the height of the wall or when the height of the construction is increased, you need to have a working platform for plastering, for construction. That supporting platform for the workmen's, the supporting platform for the workmen's is called as scaffolding. I think everyone has seen all these things, but you now the technical parts will be you are going to study now here. So as the height of the wall increases, you need a standing platform or a working platform for masons, laborers, etc. So that platform, that arrangement is called as scaffolding. Okay, this is the typical framework of a scaffolding. Typical framework of a scaffolding. Now here you can see, I will just give the names. These vertical members, the vertical members are called as standards. These are called as standards. Okay. Now these horizontal members which run parallel to the wall, the horizontal members which run parallel to the wall are called as ledgers. are called as ledgers. The members which are inserted inside the wall and resting on the ledgers. The members which are inserted inside the wall and resting on the two ledgers, or one ledger one side, another thing on the wall. One end is resting on ledger, another end is inserted inside the wall. That is one case. Second case, both ends of the members are resting on ledgers. So these members, like this, you are seeing, no, like this. So here it is already there. Okay, so this member which are like this, these are called as put locks. These are called as put locks. Okay, three members we have seen. So there may be some wooden platform, there may be some wooden planks, those things all will come. So try to understand these three important points: vertical members, standards. Horizontal members which run parallel to the wall are called as ledgers. Another horizontal member which are inserted inside the wall sometimes or resting on ledgers are called as putlocks. These three things are there. Okay. Now this is a typical site view of a scaffolding. We will go one by one. Okay. Why we require scaffolding? Try to understand. When the height of the wall or the column or the other structural member exceeds more than 1.5 meter, then you require what? Temporary structures are needed. Temporary structures are needed to support the platform over which workman can sit and carry the work. So that supporting or structure or a platform is called as scaffolding. That platform where workman will sit or workman will do the work. Here you can see the workmen are doing here. Are you getting? So this is a arrangement. This act as one external platform, but it is a temporary in nature. They are doing plastering work or any other construction work. This is a scaffolding. So the additional portion, temporary structure, is called as scaffolding. Now generally it is made up of what? Timber, and it is very close to the wall. It is very close to the building and close to the wall. It is made up of timber, sometimes steel. Okay, generally these are used as a scaffolding. So and sometimes you require that scaffolding for minor repairs or demolition sometimes. Okay, these scaffolding are also required for the repair work of a existing building. Okay, the height of the scaffolding goes on increasing as the height of the construction increases. Okay, the height will always going to increase. Now this is about scaffolding. Now you have different types of scaffolding: single scaffolding or bricklayers scaffolding, single or bricklayers; double scaffolding or masons scaffolding, very important. Okay, cantilever scaffolding or needle scaffolding; suspended, trestle, steel, patented. You have so many types. From the exam point of view, first and second, third, three things are very important. One question will surely come for the exam. Okay, now we are going to for single scaffolding. What is the single here? What is single here? Can you see? Only one set of standards, in this elevation, or this is a cross section. Let us say this is a wall, and you have only one set of standards. This is called as only one set of standards. Then it is called as bricklayer scaffolding or single scaffolding. What do you mean by that one? Single scaffolding means only one set of standards. What are standards? Standards are the vertical members of the scaffolding. Okay. Now vertical members are only in one set. One set means what? In only one line they will be appearing. 1, 2, 3. There are three or continuous there will be there. But when you see from the side, only one vertical standard will appear. So this is called as this one. Okay, bricklayer scaffolding. Generally it is used for brick construction or brick masonry. It is generally used for brick masonry. Here you can see here. Now we have discussed what vertical members are standards. horizontal members are here, no? So this is a horizontal member, this is an horizontal member, this is an horizontal members. What are these called as? Ledgers. Now these ledgers in the cross section obviously will appear as small squares. Are you getting this one? Here I will make it a little bit enlarged. Okay, okay, in this diagram we will see. Okay, here you can see here now the horizontal members which are called as ledgers in the cross section, they are appearing as one small square. So that is why here we have written ledgers. Here we have written ledgers. And now we have seen that putlocks, these are called as putlocks. On one side they are inside the brick wall, one side there are brick wall. Okay, they are inserted inside the brick wall by making a hole on the wall surface. By making a hole on the wall surface, one side they are inserted inside the brick wall and another end is resting on ledger. Can you see here? There is a ledger moving parallel to the wall and this putlog is inserted on one side in the wall, another side is resting, another side is resting. So that one is shown like this. One side is inserted here, wall, inside the wall, and that putlog is resting on ledger. Can you see here? Putlog is resting on the ledger. Same thing. So here what is happening? Needle like structure, that is putlog, one end is resting inside the wall by drilling or making a hole inside the brick wall, another side is resting on the ledger, another side is resting on the ledger. So this is standard ledger putlog. Here you can see here, where you can see standard ledger putlog. Okay, one other one I will mark. This is a standard, this is a ledger, and this is a putlog. Okay, this is like this. To make more rigidity, to give more strength to the standards, the cross bracings are tied here. So that is why we have written the cross bracings. Cross bracings will be given, and the standards generally will be placed inside a drum which is filled up with sand, or sometimes it is inserted inside the ground itself. Sometimes the standards are placed in a drum filled with sand, or it is generally driven inside the firm ground. Okay, now next, on the putlocks you have some working platform. Are you able to see? I will just mark with the blue color now. So here you have putlocks which are resting on the ledgers, and you have wooden planks. You have this wooden planks. Are you getting this point? So on this wooden plank the persons will stand. Okay, persons will stand and do the construction work. So to give more what is that, safety, side rails are also present. Sometimes side rails are also present. You will see it in the bigger diagram. Okay, now here you can see. Okay, so now it is very clear picture. Now you can see here brick wall, only one set of standards are there, only one set of standards. Sorry, this is not a one set, but still you can understand here. Okay, if there is only one set, this is called as bricklayers or single scaffolding. One set of standards, these are called as ledgers. The continuous running members are there, no, parallel to wall surface, are called as ledgers. Now here you can see the members, no, which are resting on this ledger and inserted on the wall, which are resting on the surface and inserted on the wall. So these are called as putlocks. These are called as putlocks. Okay, this is a wooden plank or side guard rail. This is called as guardrail. So on that the persons are standing. Here firm ground is there, so that is why generally kept here. These are called as cross bracings, and here sometimes wood sand filled drums will be kept. Sand filled drums will be kept. Single layer footing. Okay. Now here in this diagram you can see. Okay, so here the definitions of different parts are given. Ledgers are the horizontal members running parallel. Braces are diagonal members. Okay, we have seen it in the diagrams. Putlocks are the transverse members. We have seen, no, one side it is inside the wall, another side it is resting on the this one. Okay, now here you have the different members. These are boarding. Boarding is a side one. Okay, with their people are standing. guardrail to give protection. Okay, so like that different parts are mentioned. Try to understand here. Okay, so this is the diagram what we have seen. Okay, now here it is resting on the drum, no, wood sand filled drum. The standards are resting. These are called as putlocks. These are called as putlocks. Okay, so this is the cross section. The very important from the exam point of view, they are going to ask, draw the neat sketch and explain the different parts of single scaffolding. What is happening here? Only one standards are there because it is one side there is a brick wall. Putlocks can be inserted inside the brick wall by making a hole. This is about this one. The spacing, everything is 1 meter, 1.2 meter spacing is there. Length will be 5 meter, like this. It is already there. Okay, no problem. For that, no problem. Understand the components. Okay, here what is happening? Standards are driven first inside the ground or sand filled drum, and ledgers will be tied onto the standards. Second step, ledgers will be tied to the standards. Minimum gap is 1 to 1.2 meters. So minimum gap between the ledgers is 1 to 1.2 meter. Okay, standard distance is also 1 to 1.2 meters. Okay, now on the ledgers there will be resting of putlocks. There will be resting of putlocks. Above the putlocks you have planks which will act as a platform. Above this you will have the platform which will be acting. So here they have given wooden plank on one side, second side they are given guard board or guard rail. Guard board or guard rail. Same thing, if on one side there is a stone masonry, if there is one side there is a stone masonry, then drilling a hole is will be very difficult. So that time two sets of standards will be given. Standards are vertical members. Here you can see two sets. Okay, two sets of standards will be given. Here you can see, no, one set, two sets of standards. In the previous diagram it was only one set. Here you can see only one set was there. Here only you can easily make out only one set of standards. Here brick wall was there, here brick wall was there. Okay, now come to this diagram. Here you have two sets of standards. Here you have two sets of standards. Here also you can see two sets of standards. That is why it is called as double scaffolding. That is why it is called as double scaffolding or mason's scaffolding, or it is called as mason's scaffolding. And the remaining members will be same. Vertical standards, two sets. Okay, the gap between this standard and this wall will be generally 10 centimeter to 20 centimeter. So here the standard set which is coming near to the stone wall is generally kept 20 centimeter gap. Remaining things are same. The running horizontally members are called as ledgers in this one, and in the cross section it will appear as one small square. Are you getting this point? These ledgers will appear as small squares. Small squares. Okay. First is standards will be driven at regular interval. This gap may be half meter. This gap may be half meter. So here above this ledgers will be tied, and ledgers will be tied at the suitable interval. Suitable interval. So ledgers will be tied. After that, resting on the two ledgers, you are inserting putlog. Putlog is not inserted in the wall here because it is a stone masonry. So that is why you are making it to rest it on the two ledgers. One ledger, second ledger, one ledger, second ledger. Like that, putlog is rested on two ledgers. And once it is rested and tied properly, you can have a planks. No, so this is a putlog, this is a putlog. I will mark it with a different color. Now first there will be ledger like this, there will be ledger like this. Okay, now next is I will make it putlog with the red color. There will be putlog with the red color. Okay, next I will mark the wooden plank which will come on this one. Like this, wooden planks will be laid. Wooden planks will be laid so that everything is supported. And maybe sometimes side guards will be placed. Side guards can also be placed. This is about double scaffolding. This is used in construction of scaffolding in stone masonry. and to make it more rigid, some shoring work is also done. We call it as racking shores, combination of scaffolding as well as shoring. Here in this combination, it is called as rackers. We have seen, no, shoring work or racking shores or inclined shores. Okay, so here they have given inclined shores tied with the hoop iron